Hi, this is Nick. Welcome to ISG, where we talk all things real estate in the Czech Republic. Today we're going to do the review of May 2024. Prices in Prague had a surprise fall of 3.6% in the month of May, taking down almost half of the total gains made for the year. Across the country there are a mix of ups and downs, with Liberec being one of the star performers with another 4.4% rise in prices. That's up nearly 20% for the year. Overall across the country the average was an increase of around 0.5%. The drop in prices in Prague seems to be a statistical anomaly based around mainly transactions that happen in Prague 1. This could be down to larger properties finally changing hands in this area, and as we know, larger properties tend to have lower prices per square metre. Now this would actually be quite positive for the market, as it would show that larger transactions are finally taking place. Recently we've only really seen small properties changing hands and not larger ones because of generally the higher interest rates. So it would be good to finally see larger properties starting to move, which could help the whole real estate move in total. Rents in Prague were up 0.7%, which is another rise to a new high for rentals. Across the country, rents also rose about 1%, and this continues the trend everywhere for higher and higher rental prices. Now, my expectation was that utilities would have dropped quite a lot, but actually utilities haven't really dropped that much. Utilities companies are still keeping prices pretty high for electric and gas, and water has also gone up in the last year. So overall, what we're seeing is a real push on renters at the moment and tenants, because they're obviously having to pay quite high utilities fees. We're also seeing, as we spoke about in previous videos, costs of like repair funds and stuff like that going on, which is pushing the landlords to put the rents higher. All this is really bad news for tenants across the country, because it's really pushing them to the limit, especially with the current inflation data being as high as it is. Average mortgage rates remain steady around 5.5%. We haven't seen too much change, I think, in the volume of mortgages being taken out. There's a lot of interest that we're seeing of people going to mortgage brokers, speaking about mortgages, but right now we're still not seeing many transactions, or at least not a big boost in transactions because of this interest rate. So I'd say overall things are looking quite steady in the real estate market against quite a bleak economic outlook. Inflation data shows that inflation is still high while interest rates are coming down, which generally means that it's going to be a struggle for inflation to also come down at the same time. So it remains to be seen whether this sort of negative economic data that we have coming in, a lot of countries on the brink of recession, whether that has an effect on the real estate market. Is there a potential that this drop in price in Prague is actually the start of a new trend? We'll have to wait and see in the coming months.